Kentucky Senator Rand Paul, who joined me earlier tonight. Senator, good to see you tonight. And so Hillary Clinton says she complied with every rule, she complied with every law, and we're not getting any more documents, nor are we getting a look at her personal server. Your thoughts on that?
Well, I don't think the Clintons should be above the law. She said part of the reason why she didn't obey the law was convenience, but I don't think convenience should trump national security. I agree with Judge Napolitano when he says that even her conversations about things could be classified. She wants us to believe, well, I didn't transmit classified documents, but I guarantee you that if you ask a Freedom of Information Act and you want to know about Hillary Clinton's or the Secretary of State's conversations with the president, my guess is you'll get back a notice saying that it's classified, as I would imagine a lot of their conversations were classified. But I don't see how she can do this email back and forth with the president. How can she email from Libya about worldwide events and expect that those conversations, none of them were classified? So I think we have to have an independent investigation.
How can that be compelled? Because already the State Department has said, with respect to the requests that have come in all these years, while she was secretary up to right now, the Freedom of Information Act requests, litigation requests, subpoenas, they're not going to go back and look for responsive documents. They'll only produce stuff on a go-forward basis.
Well, here's the problem. She's now admitted she didn't go by the State Department rules or the executive branch rules. We also have Trey Gowdy's commission saying that during a period of time they're interested, her trips to Libya, she's on her phone appearing to either text or email, and there are no emails from that period of time. Can we trust Hillary Clinton to produce all of her email when we couldn't trust her to obey the law that she had to use a State Department email? The only way we get to the truth is by an independent investigation, and I do believe that public opinion can provoke that, so I'm not giving up on this. The president would have to appoint an investigator, or it would have to come from Trey Gowdy's commission. But they're stonewalling us time after time. They do anything to not reveal these emails. She was doing it in a secret fashion to keep them secret from the American public. I don't think the American public should tolerate it.
Do you believe that, she thinks, or thought at the time, she was above the law, that the rules did not apply to her, the very rules she was handing down to her own State Department employees?
Yes. I mean, look at this. This is a couple that have been raising money from foreign countries that have despicable human rights and women's rights records, and they're somehow to be trusted that, oh, well, we're taking $20 million from Saudi Arabia, but it didn't affect any of our policy. It's unseemly, and I think the American people will be kind of sickened to see this level of, I don't know, to me it seems to be deception.
When you watched her today, did you think she was ready for prime time? A lot of folks thought she was a little off, that she seemed a little dismissive, maybe not on top of her game. What were your thoughts?
I think there's a little bit of arrogance that some of these laws apply to some lower people, but not to me. I'm Hillary Clinton. And I think the law, nobody should be above the law in our land. And it doesn't look right that the Clintons were taking money from foreign governments. It doesn't look right that she has her emails on a server that is against the law, not a government server. And there is a question, can we now trust her, since she has shown maybe that she's not to be trusted, that she's going to let us know if she talked about anything that was classified? I think there's a whole host of possible conversations, from talking about her schedule to talking about any kind of worldwide events, that I guarantee that the American public, if we tried to get that information, we'd be told is classified.
That's an interesting point. Although she maintains that there wasn't one single classified communication on there, not one, and that the server was never compromised. Let me ask you this. She also had some harsh words for Republicans today, before she got to her own controversy, suggesting that these 47 Republicans, including yourself, that wrote to the Ayatollah of Iran about their nuclear program were subverting President Obama, subverting U.S. foreign policy, and have crossed the line, one that typically affords deference to the president on foreign policy making, even though we may have a robust internal debate within this country. Your thoughts on that?
I've long been an advocate for really emphasizing the division of powers and the checks and balances. One of the checks we have on the president and foreign policy is we declare a war, but we also approve treaties. We created most of the sanctions through legislation. I don't even think it requires new legislation, but the letter was simply a statement, and I will support new legislation saying that we have to be the ones to repeal the sanctions. But the thing is that we're restating the law. The Constitution says that we legislate. So it gets back to this whole fight we're having with the administration. Does the president get to execute and legislate? So I think it's very clear, and the message was an important one to send. And actually, I wanted to help negotiations. I want negotiations to continue. I want negotiations to be successful, but I want the deal to be a good deal. So I was trying to give the president strength, knowing that he can't have any old deal. He's got to get a deal that's going to get past a Republican Congress.
I'm not sure it was taken in the spirit that you say it was offered, but it's been an interesting political dust-up, as has the other news of the day. Senator Rand Paul, great to see you tonight.